Team ValleyTV and YouTube, as always. You can check out every episode of the Albert and Billy Show on YouTube. And we got with us a familiar face today, bringing back Mr. Bayless. Bayless Robertson in the house with us today.
Yes,
What's up, Bayless?
What's up?
How you been doing, buddy?
I'm good.
Mr. McCauley man now, right?
Yes, sir.
How many other radio stations have allowed you to come for an interview?
Just this one.
Just this one? Then we recognize how famous you are. They have not.
Yeah, there you go, Bayless. You know.
You need to let people know that WAT and what's the name of our television?
Channel 18.
They both like you. And they're presenting a nice image to the public out here. So Chattanooga's got a lot of radio stations. Man,
they need to recognize.
They'd pay you well too.
Well, this is our Christmas episode.
Well, now you tell me.
Yeah, well, you know.
Now I know.
Kind of figured you'd know that since it was almost Christmas.
Next Tuesday's Christmas.
Exactly.
Well.
And radio listeners, speaking of Christmas, we got some events coming up. On Saturday, it's Kegel Church. The Kegel Community Church, finally got it right. They're going to present a Christmas drama, Mary's Memories. That's this Saturday and Sunday, both nights. It starts at 6 p.m. And Cartwright First Baptist Church will present a Christmas concert featuring 1828 Black Light Ministry on this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. What is Black Light Ministry? Anybody know?
Black Light Ministry
either.
Yeah.
Oh, you do know?
Yeah, it's presented with the black lights. They bring things out better. And you don't. I don't think you do a lot of speaking.
Okay.
That's where Daryl is.
Who? Oh,
Daryl and Peggy Evans.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's what they do.
No, that's where he pastors.
Oh, okay.
Cartwright.
Got you. Yeah, I thought he was talking about somebody else. Okay. And let's see. Never mind. That was marked out. Another important thing, though, this weekend, actually tomorrow, December 22nd, it's going to be a food drive being held at the Brayton Volunteer Fire Department. Radio listeners, that'll be from, it's 8 to noon Eastern Time, 7 to 11 Central Time, Papa. A lot of the events have done happen. A lot of Christmas plays and everything, they've done happen.
Well, if you're going to get it in this weekend, you better hurry because Christmas will be Tuesday.
I know, it's hard to believe. And I want to remind people there is Avalon Center here in Bledsoe now. They serve Bledsoe, Cumberland, Fentress, Morgan, Ray, Roane, and Van Buren counties. Our shelter is in immediate need of household items. Please help by donating to our shelter for the women, men, and children affected by domestic violence or sexual assault. Items needed: canned foods, non-perishables, personal hygiene supplies, toiletries, paper products, baby items, diapers, wipes, food, small toys, and cleaning supplies. Help these people out, folks. Give them a call at 931-456-0747. That's 931-456-0747. That's my planner, Allie. I just ain't planned yet. Nobody thinks I'll use that planner, but I'm going to shock them.
If you don't, I want it.
Okay.
Is that all you're going to do?
That's all there is for that. I think I covered it quite well and pretty speedy, too.
Well, they do a good job. They do a good work.
They do.
They really do.
Very important. They're for victims.
If I ever need them, I want them to be available for me.
That's right. That's why I said the number twice.
Oh. Well, while we're on the subject of number, how about 5544442? That's the number for the Second Chance Pet Group Spay and Neuter Helpline. And
I used them very recently. Finally caught Smokey to get her fixed.
Oh, did you?
So that's a Christmas miracle.
And
I'm so glad about that.
You didn't get any scratches?
No, she did great.
Paul and I were going to take our cat one time and
cat.
And Bud, several quarts of blood later, we gave up.
Yes, I remember remember that.
We had the cage ready. We had her almost in it, but she changed our mind. She didn't get fixed. But the volunteers, that's another important word in this message that they're sending. These are volunteers that have chosen to help you with your problem about your pet. They want to help you get your pet fixed, either spay or neutered. So you call them, whichever your need might be, and when you call that number, 5544442, they will want you to leave your name and your telephone number and the time of day you would like for them to call you back so that they can schedule your needs to be met. So that will be a nice Christmas gift for your pet to get fixed.
Do they like castrate them?
I didn't use that word.
Hey,
Did you hear me
just
use that
say
word?
it, Bayless. Be real, buddy. Yes, they do castrate them.
Fix your critter, prevent a litter, be part of the solution. That sounds much better than castrate.
Hey, I think it's funny, so good job.
It's not funny.
Let's hear some trivia.
It's not funny.
For the cat, is it? No.
Or the dog.
Or the dog, no.
Or
You're
the cow.
right.
Or the pig.
I want to see somebody take their pig to get fixed or cow. That'd be a sight to see.
Well, let me tell
Castrated
you,
a cow before.
that goes on quite often.
Yeah, it'd just be funny to see.
Well, I'm not.
Take them to a vet and do it?
Not
That's what I was
necessarily.
meaning. I doubt they get many calls for pigs and cows.
It happens, Billy.
Okay. Okay.
You want some trivia, you said?
I think it's that time, isn't it?
You listen.
Yeah.
You listen
I'm
good.
all of them.
I
yeah.
like that. Okay, the first one. To inscribe indelibly on metal is to blank metal. To inscribe indelibly on metal, what are you doing?
Writing?
But what do you call it? If you don't write on metal with a pen.
Card?
How are you carved? What do you call it?
Well, the carving is what you call it, isn't it?
But it has a word
Tattoo.
that you do in metal.
Well,
Etch. You etch in metal. Etch. You fetch when you tell your dog go get the ball.
Etch.
Etch.
That was a good guess, though. That was a good guess, Bayless.
carding?
Good job, buddy.
Now, the partner of ink is a what? What does ink go with?
Cartridge.
Well, what does the cartridge go in?
Pen.
A pen. An ink's partner is a pen. Pen and ink. Give me four letters. Give me four letters that describes these three letters. PDQ.
Do you know how crazy of a question that is?
PDQ. Give me four letters that means the same thing.
Well, I don't even know what PDQ means.
You don't know?
PDQ?
Pretty darn quick.
Okay.
Now give me four letters that means the same thing.
Really, really, really fast.
What?
F-A-S-T.
Is that?
They stand for four words, like PDQ stands for three words.
R-R-R-F.
You didn't say that, though.
R-R-R-F. Really, really, really fast.
There you go, Bayless. There you go.
When I tell you, you'll remember it.
ASAP.
ASAP. What does that stand for?
ASAP.
What does it stand for?
I don't know.
As soon as possible.
There you
Pretty darn quick. Now you follow me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I make sense?
No.
Don't answer that.
Quick question.
Now this is another kid.
That's crazy.
His name was Tut. Where was Tut's turf?
Egypt.
Egypt. Very good.
Well, that was more of a. That was a much
History.
better clue
Well, he was a
than the
king
PC. What?
in Egypt.
PCL.
Tut's turf. She got it. See, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to answer the question just like she did.
Well, I'm trying to let it. We'll help you out here, Bayless.
Okay, now what is
Help him out, Allie. You're going to help him because I'm
what
not
do you
getting
call
any of them.
what do you call
Mine's
a
out Billy too.
what do you call a genetic double?
Oh. Twins?
What?
Twins?
No,
A clone.
clone. A clone.
Okay, yeah.
I'm telling you that.
I'm not down with that cloning. That's just weird.
Well, clones and drones. Drones can make trouble. Today they made some trouble. Okay. Orbison or Acuff, what was their first name?
Roy.
Roy.
I was trying to help Bayless.
You wouldn't have known the Acuff, but Roy Orbison. He wouldn't have known Roy Orbison, would he?
Of course not.
You think this is pre-1980?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not old yet. I'm not old. I like to
It's because you are, buddy.
What year were you born, Bayless?
2007.
Yeah, you're
I've got to
very,
change my
very,
questions.
very young.
Okay, instant grass. What do you call instant grass?
Turf.
That's
Good
one.
guess.
That's
Good
one.
guess. And we're gonna
but
count
for
it
a
for
home.
you.
But for a home in Florida, they build your homes and you got an instant yard. What's it called?
Fake grass.
Miracle Grow.
No, miracle. People take truckloads of grass from Tennessee to Florida to sell, and it's about that thick. It's in rugs, cut about like this, about like that. And you go ahead and put it down when you build a house on top of the sand. Put down a little little dirt. You heard what I said. Put down a little
Saw?
sod.
Sod?
Sod. It's called sod.
Yeah, sod.
It's an instant lawn. It's an instant lawn.
I'm with you. I'm just sorry.
All right. The Emerald Isle. One country is known as the Emerald.
Tell
New Zealand.
No.
Ireland.
Ireland.
I've never heard it called that.
You never heard it, but
Never heard.
But I believe you. I just never heard it called that.
well, you
I'd
have
like
to believe
go to
me.
Ireland.
She knew about it. Is an Ireland the place where they have the little gnomes that fill up the kettles with gold at the end of the rainbow?
Leprechauns.
A leprechaun.
Yes, that would be Irish. Yeah.
Okay, now if you don't get
Up to the morning,
this,
too. I
if you-
can't do an
if
Irish
both of you, if you
impersonation at
listen,
all.
if y'all don't get this, you're fired. Gridiron units. How's a gridiron laid out? Gridiron units, all the way down. What is a gridiron?
Football field?
It's a football field.
All right.
How do you measure it?
Allie's
It's
out
in
on
yards. Thank you, Bayless. I'm glad one person in this room knew how you measured a football field off. I'm
that. Allie heard football.
not going to ask you how many yards there are. Okay. The Wizard of Oz Pooch.
Oh, Toto.
Oh, yeah.
Toto.
I've never seen the Wizard of Oz.
You're
Never
kidding.
seen The Wizard of Oz?
No.
You got a fever?
Bayless, that should be like a crime. Everybody's seen The Wizard of Oz. I'm telling your mom and dad to make you watch that movie.
You went to Boston and didn't see the Celtics play, so.
Yeah, that's true.
But that was pre-1980, Billy.
Way pre-1980.
Okay. Dampen a stamp.
Like it.
You lick it.
Oh,
Dampen a stamp. You lick it. I believe she's got 6 of the 10 already. We not had 10 yet. Okay. Our lightest
I'm
element.
trying to help Bayless, but these are...
Our lightest
some of
element.
these.
What gas is the lightest?
Oh.
Air.
Good guess,
What's in there?
buddy.
What's in the air's made up.
Oxygen.
Oxygen
Good
is
guess,
one, but it's
buddy.
not the lightest.
Is it natural?
What do you put in balloons? And
Helium.
Yes.
helium,
Good job, Bayless.
hydrogen, helium.
Good job, Bayless.
All right. Angel's topper. What goes on
A halo?
A halo.
No, I had some halos this morning. They were good.
I've been looking to see if you have one.
Different types of
Another little halos.
I do, buddy. I do.
That's all I have.
All right, we're going to take a
Short break to look-
short
yeah.
break, and we'll be right back with some sports of all sorts. Hopefully, some good news to
Not
report
golf.
for Tennessee.
Not golf.
Right?
Football and basketball.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about the Steelers.
If we're talking about good, we're going to talk about basketball.
True, true.
Well, let me tell you, there's something good for Tennessee football.
All right, well, stay tuned and we'll find out. That's coming up next. here on
Something
Albert.
good.
That's coming up next, folks.
Please.
Yes.
Let's go.
What is it, sports? Yes.
Sports of all sorts.
Welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show here at WUAT radio station and Channel 18 Valley TV and YouTube. And now it's time for sports of all sorts, Papa.
Sports of all sorts. We want to begin with football,
Okay.
not Knoxville style.
The Steelers beat the Patriots. Yay.
Yeah. The Steelers.
That's right. Go Steelers.
Not pro. UTC style. They lost their football coach. Tom Arth is gone. He is going to be the head coach at Akron. They are in the process of finding a replacement. Their athletic director is busy trying to find somebody, but right now, you know what all the schools are doing and all the coaches are doing?
What?
They're on the recruiting trail.
Yeah.
Everybody is trying to find players for their team. So if you don't have a coach, who's going to do your recruiting?
That's true. That's true. So they better get to replacing him quick.
Well, we've got to find
Why he
somebody.
went to Akron. It's not like that's a big step up, really.
It is a step up for him, evidently,
Okay. Is it?
because he wanted it.
Maybe it offered more money.
Well, I think maybe. I
That's
think
got to
so.
be it. Cause
And I think as I look back over time, many of the good coaches at UTC used it as a stepping stone up. They used it as a
oh yeah,
You've got to get
Oh,
to
yeah.
start somewhere. But anyway,
That's
the bowl process is in play big time. We've already had 8 or 10 bowls, but SEC will not swing into action until Vanderbilt plays Baylor on the 27th, I believe.
Yeah. Who
That'll
do
be
you
the
think will
first.
win that one?
Well, I'm hoping Vandy. I want the SEC to win all 11 they're in.
Not me. I'm not going to root for Alabama. I'm over it.
Guess who's got
Tired
the
of
number?
them.
Guess who's got the number 1 recruiting class right now?
Gee, let me take a wild guess. Alabama.
Oh, you made a good guess.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
That's why they keep winning year after year.
Do you know the reason Tennessee signs 3-star recruits or 4-star recruits?
Because they have to.
All the 5-star recruits go to Alabama.
That's true.
A senior at my school got offers from Georgia Tech, Georgia, Alabama, Penn State, Ohio State, and some
Dang.
He's good.
yeah, play safety.
He is
Where's he
good.
going to go, you think?
I don't know. He hasn't said. He said he says he wants to start his freshman year. So I don't know about Alabama.
Yeah.
Well, that's
if
right.
he's really wanting that, he may have to go somewhere. Yeah.
That helps other schools recruit.
True.
They say, I can put you on the field first thing. You don't have to wait till you're a sophomore or a junior. Your playing time is immediate. That helps. Okay, Tennessee.
You're going to make me yawn if you keep doing that.
Tennessee football.
Yeah, what about it? They were terrible this year.
They got the top recruit running back.
They got out of Memphis. His
Good
name
job, Bayless.
is Eric Gray. He is the
Gray.
number 1 running back prospect in the country, and he signed with UT. Don't you know one good setting point our coach Jeremy Pruitt had? Our top back last year just got 635 yards on the whole season.
Yeah, no, I wonder how he got him. It had to be offering playing time.
Sure.
Or the kid just really wanted to stay in state and play for Tennessee.
Well, you'd like to think that some boys that
But
sign with
generally,
Tennessee.
they don't do that though in the Memphis area.
No, they don't.
No.
We don't get a lot of recruits out of Memphis, but I'm saying Memphis, they're not a slouch themselves, nor in basketball.
They're better in basketball.
They're better in basketball.
Yeah.
They almost beat UCF, but they were up about 20, and the UCF said, no, we're just going to come back.
And they did.
They did. They did. But Georgia will play in the Sugar Bowl.
Who do they play?
Well, I don't know.
Well, come on, Mr. Research Man.
Missouri plays in the Liberty Bowl. Texas A&M plays in the Gator Bowl. Mississippi State plays in the Outback Bowl. Kentucky plays in the Citrus Bowl. LSU plays in the Fiesta Bowl. Alabama plays in the Orange Bowl.
Boo.
Florida plays in the Peach Bowl. South Carolina plays in the Belt Bowl. Auburn plays in Music City Bowl.
We beat Auburn. We should be.
I know. We beat Auburn and Kentucky.
We beat two bowl candidates, or two bowl teams.
Well, all I can figure is we just peaked on those two games, and then it just, I don't know what happened.
Well, that's what you call inconsistency.
It's like a roller coaster.
Inconsistency. Okay, basketball. Kentucky is number 19. I don't understand that.
I think Kentucky's turned into a football team, and Tennessee's turned into a basketball team.
That's a good observation.
That's observation
Bayless.
number one, because
That's a
that's
very good
exactly what's
observation.
happened. But now Kentucky has been they've been making the transition toward football, but Kentucky has not wanted to relinquish their spot in basketball, and I think they've only lost 2 games. I think they'll come back.
Yeah.
But for them to be ranked number 19 with Tennessee ranked number 3, don't make sense.
That's a nice change of pace, isn't it?
Don't make sense.
Well, because that's never the case.
It's never the case.
Except for maybe a couple of years under Bruce Pearl, maybe. Tennessee was number 1 in the country under him.
Bruce Pearl is a good coach. There's no two ways about it. And I would say before the year is out, we'll hear more from Bruce Pearl's team at Auburn.
Auburn, yeah.
I think we'll hear more from
We
them.
will.
But at the same time, we can't downplay our coach.
Yeah, Barnes is doing great.
Barnes is doing great.
We beat number 1 team in the country, Gonzaga.
I know.
That probably puts us to about 3 or 2, and
We're number 3.
Kansas at 1.
Yeah,
Well,
we just barely
David
lost to
too.
Kansas.
We
Yeah.
really played Kansas to the right to the
overtime.
very finish.
Went to overtime.
Okay. Missouri and South Carolina, they're in the top 25. And our women, now let me tell you, the Tennessee Lady Vols, now they lost to Stanford. But you
Yes.
expected that, didn't you?
I didn't know, really. I thought that
I
was...
did.
Well, I thought that was the worst they've ever looked on defense that I've ever watched them.
It seemed like they were disoriented or disorganized or whatever.
It was
We lost
terrible.
our 5-star people like Mercedes Russell.
Well, yeah, but still, we've got...
I'm glad she's gone.
Westbrook is-
I used to get so aggravated with her.
Yeah.
Big 6'6" and just slow as a dang turtle.
But I think we've got 4 girls that are consistently giving you a double-figure output for their time on the court.
Westbrook and Davis are
Westbrook
the
is
best.
Davis. They're going to be our number 1 and number 2 scorer.
And I think they're both just sophomores, so.
It looks good. It looks good.
Just imagine how good they would be if they had a real coach. That'd be nice,
Pat
wouldn't it?
Summitt, she wouldn't have got that.
She was pretty good, wasn't she?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Well, Holly's not it, and I wish Philip Fulmer would get that through his thick head. She's not the answer.
Well, I'm not going to say anything.
Why not?
Let me tell you what Holly said, though, to go along with let me tell you what Holly said. After the number 8 team beat the number 9 team, they were ranked behind us.
Yeah,
She
and it
said
was on our home floor.
We knew they would go for the threes, and we could not stop them.
Yeah.
We knew what they were going to do. They made 14 threes.
Because what I saw, they didn't even guard the 3-point line. So
And they knew it. They knew that's what they were going to shoot.
So you
That's
tell
what I
me
don't
that's
wanna-
a good coach. You
Well, I
tell me
wouldn't-
that's a good coach.
I wouldn't have said that though.
Well, she's always
I wouldn't
saying
want it to be
stupid
in-
stuff in her interviews.
I wouldn't want it to be in print that I said that.
Yeah, she.
That's 42 points off threes.
Yeah, and they just stood there and watched them shoot.
We only got beat
That
10
was
points.
Terrible defense.
That's still bad.
Well, I'm saying the difference in the score was on giving up the threes.
It was.
The
Yeah.
NBA Celtics are doing pretty good. Last time I checked, they've won 15 out of their last 20.
Yeah, they're finally getting on a roll. They got off to a slow start.
Do they have a real good, outstanding player that plays for them now?
Kyrie Irving.
Oh,
It's making a big difference for our Celtics.
Yeah, but probably our top two players both came from Duke.
Yeah,
Duke in basketball, they get like, I don't know.
I know.
Duke got the number 1, 2, and 3 recruits
I
in
know.
basketball.
That's insane. I've never seen that happen.
well, they
Never.
have got a pretty good coach.
They've got a great coach.
I can't spell his name, but he's.
Don't ask me to
I can
spell
spell
it.
his first
Isn't it
name.
like Coach K?
Coach
Krzyzewski.
K's is the easiest thing to say.
They
That's what
call him.
people say
They call him
that.
Coach K, don't they?
Oh, can you blame him? Trust his name is crazy to say.
Okay,
Like, what is it?
you,
Can't even say.
UTC
You don't even know what
men.
it is, do you?
Yeah, but I'm not going to say it because I'm going to butcher
Krzyzewski.
it. Yeah.
Porzingis?
UTC men were playing UT Martin the other night, and they had the game won. Just 1 point something seconds left, and the other team had the ball at the foul line, 75 feet away, and their player let the ball fly, and it went in, and they lost 3
Aw,
points, 75
man.
to 72.
I hate to
75 feet away? Ain't no way.
I hate to see them get beat on a buzzer beater. That's the worst kind of loss.
Yeah.
Heartbreak.
Yeah.
Okay, football coach of the year. Did you not think Alabama, with a 13-0 record, going to play for the national championship, their coach should be favored to win?
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
No, he didn't.
He didn't win.
Central Florida had a coach that went 13-0.
Yeah, but they don't play nobody.
They don't play him, but he was in the running. He was,
Oh, okay.
and he finished number 3. He finished number 3.
Right.
Alabama's coach finished number 2.
That leaves
Who?
number 1,
Clemson.
Notre Dame's coach.
Notre Dame.
Did he tell you?
No,
No, I
Oh,
didn't tell
good
him.
job, Bailey.
But how did he get it?
because Notre Dame's 13-0.
They're 13
Yeah,
and
they're in the
0.
playoffs, Bayless.
Okay, but they don't belong to any league. They're independent,
Yeah.
but they're also a Catholic school.
Yeah.
I believe Catholics have a lot of influence. But I'm not saying that they bought the bidding off.
Hey, God can be strong. Like the team that beat Tennessee and got to the Final Four that had that like nun lady.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And she came to every game and they won almost every game.
We talked about that
Yeah.
last time you was on here. That was the team that put out Tennessee.
Yeah. What was her name? Like Chicago? Or like,
Yeah, I love Chicago, I believe.
yeah.
Okay, I think we're about through with Saturday.
Say what you're gonna say at the
And we
end.
played Samford. The men played Samford, and we're 9-1 now. But let me tell you, we take on Wake Forest next. That's not a Samford.
Are they good?
Wake Forest
Usually
is in
they
the Atlantic
are.
Coast Conference. They play
Usually they
Duke,
are, but-
North Carolina, and places like that. And so tomorrow we'll play them. We'll see what kind of team we got after we play them.
Tennessee plays Wake Forest tomorrow. We'll beat them. Is it in Knoxville?
I
Or
think so.
Winston-Salem?
Is South Carolina been good in women's basketball since they won that year?
I think
Yeah, but
they're
not
competitive.
They're not very good this year.
They're not
They've lost a lot, but I read where she's got the #1 recruiting class for next year.
She's a good coach.
3 of the top 10, or maybe 4 of the top 10 players. So
Duke had 5.
I'm not seeing. I'm
Yeah.
not seeing where we've done anything to set the woods on fire.
got the #2 player next year. But it's not going to, I mean, they got to get a real coach.
Okay, I'm through with sports.
All right. And now it's time for some good old Albertology.
Coming up.
No, it's actually right now.
Let's go right now.
Right now?
Right.
We don't get a break?
Quit, man.
We don't get a break?
Is that a dig at me?
My number one story in Albertology. Pikeville, Tennessee broke the $2 barrier on gas.
Well, good. That's awesome.
You can buy gas in Pikeville, Tennessee for $1.99 a gallon.
That's rare, Bayless.
Very
just to
rare.
let you know. I know you don't care about that at your age.
And
but
when I got
rare.
married, gas was 27 cents a gallon.
Well,
That's a long time ago.
I hate to tell
The
you,
good
but that
old
was about,
days.
how old are you?
I'm 83. I know what. I'm older than you are.
I'm going to take a rough guess. That was about 60 years ago.
close.
When I got married.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Hey, that boy's on the ball. Okay,
Don't worry, you only look 60.
There you go,
shoot, I was hoping you'd say 50. The United States I have put down 5 hot spots that I've been looking at and studying and reading about.
Okay.
Some of the hot spots around the world for the United States are North Korea, China,
I knew it was going to be.
Russia,
Yeah.
Iran,
Definitely.
well, not Vietnam anymore.
Used to be.
Okay, and Mexico. Mexico, not militarily, but we're in trouble with Mexico because our president wants them to build us a wall.
Oh, yeah.
And if we don't come to a conclusion tonight on whether we build the wall or not as a nation, our government shuts down tonight at midnight. We have no government functioning except emergencies, like my checks for Social Security. The state parks will close, and a lot of your government offices will close. Some will be with pay, and some will be without pay. This is all over the border wall between the United States and Mexico.
But why is the government going to shut down all that?
Because our president wants a wall built, costs over $5 billion to keep immigrants out.
I mean, I know that part.
Okay, but if Congress, the House has already passed it.
Okay.
If the Senate does not pass that bill tonight at midnight, the government shuts down. The United States government shuts down. And Mexico
That's pretty bad, isn't
is
it?
one of the
That's really bad.
That's one of the hot spots because our president is saying they're sending criminals in and people we don't want and everything, So it is a trouble spot. And also the trade differential between what they send here and what we
Yes.
send there.
Yeah.
And the drugs that come in off of Mexico, that's a big problem.
Oh, they'll never stop the cartel, I don't think.
I don't think they'll stop.
I don't think that's
As long as we got people here that like it. And listen, today, Budweiser is going to start putting the legalized weed in a non-alcoholic drink because weed is not alcoholic in Canada because Canada's okay to sell recreationally.
Right.
So they can buy a can with it in it and drink it
In Canada,
But not America. 'cause
but not America.
Okay, Iran is over the nuclear weapon situation.
They've always been evil.
Well, yeah, they're not a friend,
Never, and never will be.
Neither will
but they're not only they don't only represent a threat to us. The whole world,
Oh, I agree.
and China. By 2030.
They kind of straddle the fence a little bit, though.
Well, they're trying. Well, President Trump is trying his best. I don't know. He's trying to get along with some of these other countries, but by 2030, which will be 12 years away, about 11 years, They will have an army twice the size of ours.
Oh yeah, what do they call the Red Army or something like that? Yeah.
But they're probably supported by Russia too, you know.
It could be. I don't know.
But they will have the largest army in the world, and also.
I thought, honestly, not to sound, I really thought they had done did.
Well, they probably already larger than ours, but they'll have twice the size of ours.
Yeah, that's scary.
And then the trade situation with China. Because of our president, we're adding tariffs. You know what tariffs is?
What
It's tax.
Alexander Hamilton invented to get us out of debt from France from the Revolutionary War.
The Revolutionary War.
She looks like she's having
That's
fun.
when,
I know.
that's when tariffs got established, was after the Revolutionary War. We had all the tax, we had no money, our money was worth nothing, and so we was getting goods imported and exported, and so Hamilton, who was over this National Bank Secretary of Treasury, established national tariffs. And thus, we slowly got out of debt. But here we are today.
I know.
I'm still
What are we
not
going to
through
do
with
now?
school, so I wouldn't know that. And Bailey, I'm not even sure he went to school.
All right, Bayless.
Listen, let me tell you something. If I take a dollar bill out of my billfold and hold it up, how much is it worth?
$1.
$1.
No, it's not worth anything. It's a piece of paper. We believe it's worth $1 simply because we believe that we can go take it and go buy something. But we don't have anything backing our money. Gold standard disappeared 90 years ago. We don't have anything backing our money. Nothing.
Hasn't
Okay.
now? The only time I know of in my lifetime that the government shut down was in about 10 years ago. Right?
It has shut down
It does
before.
make sense. Like, you could just take a rock and say it's money. Couldn't you?
Do what?
Country. You could take like a rock and say it's money in a country. Like,
Okay, I've got an
Gotta
article.
find a way to make it worse.
I've got an article on money. We'll discuss that later. Okay, Mexico, we have 5,000.6 million illegal workers in the United States right now.
I'm not really surprised at that.
And the business that we do with Mexico is $580 billion a year.
Didn't know that.
it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money in it.
So do we need to work together? Yeah. But if we're going to build a wall,
we don't need to make any new enemies. That's for sure.
okay, North Korea, it goes without saying North Korea is run by a despot. He doesn't care anything about the United States.
I don't think he cares about anybody, period.
At stake between what's going on in North Korea and what's going on here is probably 30 million lives. And let me tell you, he's crazy.
Oh, I know it.
Okay, Russia.
That's why it's so crazy that Dennis Rodman goes over there
Yeah.
and parties with this guy. Did you know that, Bayless?
No.
Dennis Rodman used to be a basketball player for the Chicago. Okay.
Oh, he could never get a good hairdo, you know? Like, he always had to put that rainbow hair.
He's a kid.
If you don't stop yawning, I'm going to choke you, Bayless.
Dude, I had a yawn, bro.
Okay,
You not
Russia.
know that makes everybody else do it?
Russia, their premier, Mr. Putin, our president is chummier with him than presidents have been in the past.
I just can't get past his name. It's hard to take that.
Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir, how do you spell Vladimir? Okay.
B?
But Russia, V-L.
V? I thought you...
V, Vladimir. V.
Vladimir.
But Russia's still Russia. I don't care where you go or what
Yeah.
you
Wait,
do.
where's... Oh, yeah, Vladimir Putin's...
Do you trust Russia?
No,
I don't trust them as far as I can throw an elephant.
No.
And you get down to the nitty gritty. Do you trust Iran? Do you trust
No.
China? Do you trust?
No.
I don't trust any of them.
Well, I don't know, but we do get, like, all of our stuff from China.
Oh, no, and that's a...
First started that
that's a
with
real concern
firecrackers. That's
there,
about all I
too.
remember getting from China. Now it's
You
about
know who
everything.
Bob Corker is? He came to our school and gave us a talk, and we're over $22.
Talk that mic there a little bit, buddy.
We're over in $22 $22 trillion in debt to China.
If they sent us
That's
a due
terrible.
bill that you had to pay it right now,
We'd be in trouble, baby.
we'd be in trouble.
They'd have to like go and get people's citizen money.
We'd have to write them an
Why
eye.
we kind of have to get along with them, is the way I
get-
see it. We have to. He better make it work with them. Him or any other president, they better make it work.
That
Because we owe them so much money.
China said they don't no longer want the plastic, so America's gonna have to find a new way to recycle stuff.
Well, here's the thing about it. With all the tariffs, the taxation that we're putting on the goods that they bring into us, send to us, what our president is trying to do, he's trying to slow down how much money we're paying out as opposed to how much money that we allow in. We want them to buy more from us than we're buying from them. They want us to buy more from them than they're buying from us. So he's saying, I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to put taxation on it. If you send me a car made in another country over there, I'm going to put so much taxation on it that you'd rather buy a person that you're buying a car would rather buy one made in the United States instead of one made in Germany or China or Japan or wherever, you know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you say anything political, you're going to make somebody mad, and we're not trying to do that, but
Well,
I kinda-
he's making people mad. I'll tell you that. He's making people
he don't
mad.
care.
All right.
I just tell you, he don't
This
seem,
is-
it don't
this-
seem to faze him.
Well, like I say, today on television, he said if the Democrats do not sign this bill tonight, it'll be their fault that our government shut down. He said, I'm going to sign this bill. Okay,
I did not know it was tonight. That shit
today, listen,
I guess we better hurry up and decide.
today, I read this. There is, the United States, our president, has ordered the troops to leave Syria. I didn't put Syria down as one of the hot spots in the world.
That's another one, definitely.
But we've had a war going on with them. We're there mainly as assistors. We assist them, we aid them, but we're not fighting like we did in Afghanistan.
Right.
But he has ordered our troops out of Syria because he's saying that the Islamic State, they're done, they're finished, we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay.
And so what's going to happen, according to some of our Secretary of Defense resigned yesterday over this. He and the president disagreed on what they should do with the troops in Syria.
I missed one day of the news, and look what happens.
Okay, America's enemies include Russia and Iran and the Syrian president, Bashar Assad's government. All of them warned that little group of people that he thinks is done for. This article that I read today, cut down the paper, he says they're fighting to hang on to their last pockets in Syria, but they would soon find its way back. We'd pull them out, and there you'd go. Okay? Today, and this is out of the paper today.
Okay.
Our president ordered 70,000 troops to pull out
70,000.
to pull out of Afghanistan.
I thought
This war's been going on for 17 years in Afghanistan. We thought it was over. We got 70,000 troops over there.
it's 7.
7,000.
Yeah.
And he's ordered them to leave. And at the same time, he made the one about Syria, he made this one too. There's 14,000 troops currently in Afghanistan, and they just help about training fighters and giving them advice and everything. Al Qaeda is one of the groups of people you're fighting over there.
They're behind 9/11.
But listen, this article ends by saying this. Currently, American airstrikes are at levels not seen since the height of the war. It's been going on 17 years. And right now we're striking strategic points in Afghanistan at the height of the war. and we pull in our troops out of it.
That doesn't make sense to me. Does it you?
Nope.
Does it you, Bayless? That's weird.
I'm not a politics guy, so.
Yeah, I don't know. All that's touchy stuff, but
My mom
why is he
watches the news.
making so many big decisions like that all at once this week? What's going on?
Well, we're in a hotbed right now. We're in a hotbed. We've got hot spots, and we're making our bed hot here in the United States.
Yeah, we don't need to do that.
Now, we were talking about money a minute ago. I've got this article on money.
Okay.
How did people buy things before money was invented?
Rocks. That's what you said earlier.
No, those are.
No, let me tell you how you bought. Suppose you raised a crop of turnips, and you came to my house.
Trade.
Trade.
There you go.
Trade. I'll give you a bushel of turnips if you'll give me some raccoon skins that you trapped.
Yeah.
You got something I want, I've got something you want. Let's trade. That's how money was utilized back before money ever came into being. The first people that used money was the Chinese. They came up with shells to use as a form of currency to exchange for something they got. I'll pay you so many shells, and then the coins came along.
Yeah, when did they come?
Let's see.
'Cause
That was in 700 BC in what is Turkey today. They actually used coins.
Wow, I didn't know they used them that long ago.
700
And
years
such a
before Christ.
small country.
But Turkey's been around a long time.
Apparently.
Yeah. Paper came on the scene about the 9th century in China, and then it reappeared in Europe along about the 17th century, which is not too many hundred years ago. We're in the 21st century. But here, I want to ask you, what gives today's money its value? I told you a minute ago.
Government.
The government can't make it good.
Or like,
If there were, if you
We're wrong.
have you got $1,000 in the bank?
I think, yeah.
Have you got $1,000 in the bank?
I don't know.
Listen, I'm serious. If everyone decided to go get their money out of the bank today,
Yeah.
had a run on money, it would devalue money. It'd make it go down in
would.
value.
That's true.
Because you'd be scared. You'd think, well, I'm going to hoard my money. I'm going to hold on to it. But if you can't buy anything with it, what good's you going to do? You might as well burn it.
Yeah, because
It's only worth what you say it's worth because you think it's that worth. You think it's worth that much. You believe it. But the gold standard that backed every... Listen, there are people that still have a dollar bill. Let me show you a dollar bill. I've got
Sure, we
$1.
know what one looks like.
I'll show you a dollar bill.
I bet you didn't know that, Bayless.
That right there says Federal Reserve Note. That means the government loaned you enough money that they say that that's worth $1. But if everybody got their money, the United States government wouldn't have enough money to pay everybody. When somebody shows you one that says silver certificate right there at the top, it's worth the $1.
Right.
And there used to be a gold standard in Fort Knox, Kentucky. All the governments around the world had their money stored in gold bullion. It was worth so much money. And as your trade in the United States switched from us to China, China got more gold than we did because we bought more from China than China bought from us.
I know.
And that's the situation that around the world today. We have so many million people that want, and we got to get it from China and Dominican Republic and where they make Nike shoes.
China's been around forever.
What?
China's been around forever.
Oh,
yeah.
Americans, China's been around way longer.
Yeah, I wonder how much longer.
Okay.
Albert, you're
Yeah,
a
but
genius.
you always asking us questions.
What did you ask?
Oh, well, how much longer has China been around in the U.S.?
Oh, well, the United States has been here since, we've been here since 1776.
Technically, yeah.
We became a nation in 1776.
When was the first people here?
I don't really know. Biblical history just goes back 5,000 years, but archaeologists and scientists and everybody else says that we've been here billions and billions
I
of
know,
years.
and that's
First Europeans was in the late to mid 1600s. And they all
To America?
died. Yeah, they all died, but you already had the Native Americans living here.
well, that's right.
So nobody
Now,
knows.
No.
It'd be hard to know.
Columbus did not discover America. That's all.
He didn't even land in America. He landed in the.
Thank you for knowing that. Yes, Columbus
Really?
did not discover America.
I've always heard that, but they shouldn't have taught that in school for so
It's
many
like
years.
Zachary Americana.
And the only reason they're called Indians is because he thought he was in the West Indies.
Exactly. That's why now we call them Native Americans, not Indians. It's expensive because they're not from India.
Oh, boy.
Billy, you just got
We're
taught
just
some-
learning
you
all
just got
kinds of
taught something
stuff.
by an 11-year-old and an 18-year-old.
No.
He learns something from me every week.
Oh, listen at y'all. You learn a lot
Okay.
from me too, bud.
50 years ago on Christmas Eve, 50 years ago on Christmas Eve, the United States had 3 men orbiting the moon on Christmas Eve 50 years ago today. They left
Okay.
Earth. Then 7 months later, we put men on the moon. But 50 years ago, Christmas Eve, we actually had them in a trajectory where they could go around the moon
Oh, okay.
and orbit the moon, and they came back to Earth. But 7 months later, we landed on the moon, and when they looked at the moon, when they landed on the moon was 240,000 miles away from the Earth. They could take their thumb and hide the Earth.
Wow.
That's how far away it was. Their thumb could cover 3 million people on this planet.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that's fake.
Oh, I've talked to people that felt that way.
Yeah, but I don't believe it's fake, but I've heard that. But
Okay.
let's hear some,
Jokes.
then it's we got to have some jokes. Papa.
Oh, now, how much time do we have? About 15 minutes.
Well, you can talk about John
John Travolta.
Travolta.
He owns 5 airplanes. His home in Florida's got 2 runways.
Oh, well.
He became the first male to appear on McCall's magazine in 1978. We're talking a long time ago, Travolta.
Yeah.
Is this in your day?
What?
Was this in your day? Like when you were a kid?
No.
No.
No, not that long ago, no.
Have you ever heard of the movie Forrest Gump?
Yeah?
Travolta turned down that role.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Probably for the best.
Tom Hanks, I'm sure he's thanking him to this day for that then.
It took him 9 months to learn how to dance for that dance on Saturday night.
Oh, Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever.
He was in Greece. Saturday Night Fever. You've heard of that, right?
Saturday, no. I've heard of Saturday Night Live.
I'm glad he's heard that. Okay,
You've heard of
Addie
Greece.
and I were talking a while ago about the little
Grease.
drummer boy.
Yeah.
I haven't heard Little
That's what I
Drummer
said.
Boy this Christmas. It premiered 50 years ago. Day before yesterday on television on NBC.
The little drummer boy did.
It's about a little boy that accompanied the 3 wise men on their trip to find the
And
Christ
he
child.
forgot he didn't bring a gift, so all he could do is play his drum.
You remember that story? You want me to sing it for you? I know it.
Yeah, see it.
You will. I don't think you'd want to hear me sing it. Well, okay. Get rid of all this right.
No comment for me.
I noticed that. By the way, the average income weekly in surrounding counties, Hamilton County is $923 a week. Sequatchie County is coming in at number 6, $642 a week. I wonder where Bledsoe County was.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'd like to know.
far away.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
A park ranger
Oh, here's some
warning
jokes, Bayless.
hikers about bears.
Okay.
And he says brown bears are usually harmless. They avoid contact with humans.
Yeah.
So we suggest that you attach small bells to your backpacks and give the bears warning to get out of your way because they don't want to hurt you.
Right.
And if you got the bells on, then they'll stay away from you.
Right.
However, grizzly bears are
Yeah.
extremely dangerous. If you see a grizzly bear with their droppings around, leave the area immediately.
Amen to that.
And so one of the hikers says, well, how do we know whether they're grizzly bears droppings or not? And the ranger said, easy, they're full of small bells.
Oh, those people with the bells got ate, didn't they?
Oh, me. I like that one.
That's pretty good, Papa.
I'm a nurse at a hospital in a children's ward.
Okay.
And one night I was at the nurse's station when I heard a little boy in his room talking. And he kept up the patter for a long time. And finally I got on the intercom and I said softly but firmly, all right, Johnny, it's time to go to sleep now. There was quiet in the room. And then he said, okay, God, I will.
Oh.
I didn't hear a peep from him until morning.
I'd say not.
Listen to this. This man went for a job interview, and so during the process of the interview, this is the advice that is given to us. Don't screw it up like this job candidate did.
No, I can't wait to hear
What's
this.
your greatest weakness, the interviewer said? Women.
Amen to that, too.
That's why I'm looking for a new job. I had an affair with my boss's wife.
That's a sorry employee right
Yeah, but
there.
he's telling the truth.
He's being honest.
being
That's right.
We ask prospective job applicants at our company to fill out a questionnaire. For the line that said choose one word to summarize your strongest professional attribute.
Okay.
One woman wrote, I'm good at following instructions. One word?
Yeah. She's not good at all, is she?
I don't think so. Well,
Let's hear some of yours.
I started to say I better go to some of mine.
Yeah.
I can tell you were getting near to me.
You have a whole thing. You have a. Oh my gosh, you have a lot.
I know it.
You got time to listen to all of it?
Yeah. I got all
No,
day.
we're not going to. Let me get to the end of it.
We'll have him tell a few, though, Bayless.
I like the last one where he said like the horse kept going, or like I'm the designated decoy. Last time I was here, the designated decoy.
Oh, that was good.
And the holy, and then the horse goes.
Okay.
Or the where the he goes, give me 3 shots, and he goes, you must be thirsty, and then he comes back and goes, only give me 2, I stopped drinking.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Okay. I can't get it off, dude. As Mom and 4-year-old Bobby put out cookies for Santa Claus on Christmas Eve, Mom accidentally dropped one. No problem, she said, picking it up and dusting it off and putting it back on the plate. You can't do that, Bobby said. Don't worry, Mom said. Santa will never know. He shot a look back at her and he said, so he knows if I've been bad or good, but he doesn't know that that cookie's been dropped?
Right. That's pretty smart on that kid's part.
Just as the pastor began the Christmas Eve service, the electricity in the church failed. The ushers and pastor scrambled to find candles and place them around the sanctuary. And finally, the pastor re-entered the pulpit and he shuffled his notes and says, "Now where was I?" And from the back of the church, a voice said, "Right near the end." Now this is your Christmas.
That's pretty good.
This is our Christmas show, so listen to this. What did Adam say to his wife on Christmas?
What did Adam say to Eve on Christmas, I guess?
Christmas Eve?
It's Christmas Eve.
Well.
Yeah!
You sorry, dog.
Christmas
Eve.
I like
Okay,
that.
I like that.
What's the difference between the Christmas alphabet and the ordinary alphabet?
Now that I don't know.
Christmas alphabet has no L.
Oh, that's cheesy but good. Cheesy but good.
No L, no L.
Noel, that's a song. The first Noel. And no L, the letter L.
Noel, Noel. It's a word for Christmas.
He knows that.
Okay.
You know that.
What's the
I'm
absolute?
not old like you.
Whatever. You're old
Me and
enough to
Albert are
know.
young.
Oh,
You're
okay.
old.
You've heard Noel.
What's the absolute best Christmas gift?
Money.
Whoa.
No, love. Love. Well, this is a joke, though, so I don't know.
Absolute best Christmas gift.
I'm gonna say with the world. You know, just give the world to somebody. You know, that rule the world. Pretty nice.
Really, what it is, it's a broken drum. You can't beat it.
Shoot. We was really answering that, too. That's pretty good.
Okay.
You got us on that one. What's that on the radio?
We have 6 minutes.
The new refrigerator was
Let's hear a
taller
joke.
than the old one, so the husband told his wife he'd have to cut away part of an overhanging obstacle in the cabinet to make it fit. I've got to cut that part out. We had to do that. Not wanting to mess it up, he called the Home Fix-It program on a local radio station for advice.
Okay.
He was in the middle of getting the instructions when his wife burst into the room. "You won't believe this," she said, "but there's a guy on the radio with the same problem."
Shoot.
Bless his heart.
Poor guy. He's a dummy. Poor guy.
An investment counselor decided to go out on her own.
Don't ask Billy for help.
She was shrewd and
I'll get you.
diligent, so business kept coming in.
Right.
And pretty soon she realized that she needed an in-house counsel. She began to interview young lawyers to assist her.
Okay.
As I'm sure you can understand, she started with one of her first applicants. In a business like this, our personal integrity must be beyond question.
Right.
She leaned forward. "Mr. Peterson, are you an honest lawyer?" "Honest?" replied the job prospect. "Let me tell you something about honest. I'm so honest that my father lent me $15,000 for my education, and I paid back every penny the minute I tried my very first case."
Okay.
Impressive.
Right.
And what sort of case was that? The lawyer squirmed, and finally he said, "My dad sued me for the money."
I thought he was gonna say like, where he, like like hacked his dad's money safe.
Yeah. Well, he scammed him anyway,
His
apparently.
money case or something.
One more, Papa. Let's hear another. It's fixing to snow. I know you guys can't see that, but we are looking at straight up future snow coming our way.
All right.
How do you
For
know
sure.
if it's snow?
I think it's going to be.
On the first day, God
Does that mean
created
anything?
the cow. And God said, you must go to the field with the farmer all day long and suffer under the sun, have calves, and give milk to support the farmer. I will give you a lifespan of 60 years.
That's
Cow
not-
said, that's kind of a tough life you want me to live for 60 years.
yeah.
Let me have 20 years and I'll give you back 40. God agreed. On the second day, God created the dog. God said, sit all day by the door of your house and bark at anyone who comes in or walks past. I will give you a lifespan of 20 years. The dog said, that's too long to be barking. Give me 10 years and I'll give you back 10. God agreed.
These are lazy cows and dogs, aren't
On
they?
the third day, God created the monkey. And God said, entertain people, do monkey tricks, make them laugh. I'll give you a 20-year lifespan. The monkey said, how boring. Monkey tricks for 20 years? I don't think so. Dog gave you back 10, so that's what I'll do too. Okay, God agreed. I'll give you back 10.
Oh, what, that was a joke?
On the fourth day, God said, I'll create man. And God said, eat, sleep, play, enjoy, have a wife.
Chase
Do
women.
nothing, just enjoy. I'll give you 20 years. Man said, what? Only 20 years? No way, man. Tell you what, I'll take my 20 plus the 40 the cow gave back and the 10 the dog gave back and the 10 the monkey gave back. Okay, that makes 80. Okay? And God said, well, you've got a deal. So that is why for the first 20 years we eat, sleep, play, and have sex, enjoy, and do nothing. For the next 40 years, we slave in the sun to support our family. For the next 10 years, we do monkey tricks to entertain grandchildren. And for the last 10 years, we sit in front of the house and bark at everybody.
That's the best one by far. By far. What a way to end it.
That's me. I'm 80 plus.
What a way to close it, Papa. That
Merry
was awesome.
Christmas.
We want to tell everybody, we hope all you guys have a very Merry Christmas. We appreciate all the support from all the fans of the show. We get compliments all the time, letters, and we really do appreciate it. Don't think that it goes unnoticed, and we hope each and every one of you have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And same to you, Bayless. Glad to have you
Y'all should
back,
have
buddy.
like where you take the notes and open them on at the end of the show and
Read them.
Yeah.
You're right. That's a good idea, Bayless.
Make the show a little
And
longer.
good to see you. Merry
Nice
Christmas,
to see
buddy.
you. Pikeville.
Yeah, I know he's been over in Chattanooga a lot.
And Sequatchie. My brother's friend was over from Sequatchie and he said he watches this show too, so
Oh,
really?
okay. Well, good. What's his name?
Brandon. He
Brandon?
went to Macaulay too.
All right. Well, I'm glad you watched the show, Brandon, and like it. And you have a Merry Christmas, too.
Thank you.
And that's it for our Christmas episode of the Albert and Billy Show.
See you, folks.
Merry Christmas, everybody.